a Aprende con Flowers. Welcome to Aprende con Flowers. I am here to help you learn Spanish. And here's a little bit about me. I've learned Spanish since I was in about kindergarten, maybe a bit younger. I went to a Spanish immersion school where about 90% of all my classwork was done in Spanish and 10% in English. It's probably changed now, but that's how it was when I was in school. I love to teach, and I want to teach you how to be better at Spanish. We will begin with the alphabet, el abecedario, or more commonly used, el alfabeto. Why do you need to know about the alphabet first? Because it's important. Es importante. Letters are the building blocks of just about every language. They help you with clarification and pronunciation. You can see here that we have more letters than there are in the English alphabet. We have che, eye, ñ, and doble R. Those letters really help you with pronunciation, and the more you master the alphabet, the more you'll be able to pronunciate the words properly. I also have other letters that are highlighted here, and those are letters that could possibly give you trouble with pronunciation. But I will go into a deeper, more detailed explanation of those in future videos, so please don't forget to subscribe. A. A de agua, abrazo, avión. Next is B. B de burro, or also known as B grande or B alta. We have here barco, burro, ballena. Se has two different sounds. There is the C de cebolla, which sounds like an S, right? And then there's also the C in cama and conejo, which gives you a K sound. So make sure you keep following me to know more about those ones. Che, che de chueco, chocolate, chaqueta, not chaqueta, it's chaqueta. De dado, dedos, dulces. E, E is not pronounced E. So that's a little confusing for some English speakers. It's elefante, escuela, estrellas. F, F de falda, flores, fuego. G, G is another letter that's sometimes tricky for people. It's not as guttural as it is in English. Because when we see gelatina, we don't go gelatina, we go gelatina. We have gorila and gato. H. H is another letter that tricks people, especially English speakers, because they want to pronounce the H. But H is silent. Like when you look at helado, you don't say helado. Or hoja, you don't say hoja. Or hipopótamo, you don't say hippopotamo. It's helado, hoja, and hipopótamo. E. E is another tricky letter for people because they want to pronounce it like they do in English, which has more of a I, ya, ya sound, right? But you don't go iglesia, you go iglesia, isla, insectos. So when you think of the Spanish I, pronounce it like you would E. Jota. Jota can be tricky if you don't get the pronunciation down. Jota is more like the English H, but can also sometimes have more of a guttural sound. Here we have jirafa, jugo, jabón, cade, karate, kiwi, koala. L. L de león. And as you can see here, I have both the limes and the lemons as limones. Some places they do call both of them limones, but also the green ones are called limas. Okay? Then we have libros. Eye, ye. So you have llaves, lluvia, and silla. Ella is found in the beginning of some words, but is also more commonly found in the middle of words. M. M de mono, mapa, manzana. N de naranja, nubes, nutria. Nutria are otters. Ñ, N, yeah. Piñata, moño, araña. I have trouble saying words that have ñ at the beginning of it. There is a word that is ñoño, and that's like nerdy or geeky, and I have trouble with that word. But there are other words that are more obscure. You don't see them as often, so you will most commonly see ñ in the middle of words, but not so much at the beginning. O de oso, ojo, hola. So this is when a lot of people are confused between hola and hola, right? And it's usually just because of the way you pronounce it, or also sentence context, right? You're like, hola, mi amigo. You don't think of wave, my friend. So make sure you go hola or hola. I'm not sure if there's an accent. If you guys know, leave it in the comments below. P de pato, pantalones, pepino. Pepino is not pepper, those are chiles. Pepino is cucumber. Q de queso, química, 15. Q is one of those letters that you will never see by itself. It will usually always be paired with a QUI or a QUE. Because, like, QUE is que, like what? But it will also have an accent on there too, right? So, you will never see Q by itself. R. R de reina, ropa, rana. R. R de perro, carro, cerrar. S de sol, sombrero, serpiente. T de té, techo, tortuga. One thing that you should know about the T, it's not T. You don't really hold it down. You don't hold your tongue down. You want to have your tongue hit behind your teeth. So if you just practice saying T, 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 that's not right. You gotta say te, te, te. U. U de uvas, uñas, unicornio. V de vaca, V chica o V corta. Because we have vampiro, velas, and vaca. You can now know that B and V sound very similar. And they pretty much are. And that's why there is the whole V de vaca, V de burro. But I will get more into that later. W or W or V doble isn't really a common letter that you see in the Spanish language. You have words like Washington, Wi-Fi, waffle. Those are words that were really brought into the language from, they're not traditional Spanish words, so it's just not really common to see those words if they're not words that are brought in. X de xilófono, México, axila. You can think of X the same way you would in English. It's not really its own word. It has like a j sound, or it's just one of those weird letters. But yeah. Y, Y de yema, yuca, yo-yo. It's also known as the Spanish I and can be included in vowels. Z, Z de zapato, zanahoria, zorro. So when you hear Z, does it sound like there's a Z there? No, it sounds more like a S, like in sail. Because when you have the color blue, you don't say azul, you say azul. Okay? Thank you for joining me. I hope that you learned something new today, and I hope that you will continue learning Spanish with me. Please like, share, and subscribe. Adios!